Hi everyone, Tommy here from Squirrel Pie Productions, also known as DynamiteTrujillo, and I have finished knitting my Guthrie sweater, finally. So now all that's left to do is steek it, and I thought I would take you all along for the ride a little bit. So let me show you what I've got so far. Here's the sweater itself. It is completely done. Both sleeves are done, the body's done, it's done. And all I have left to do is cut it up the front, add some button bands, and find some buttons, make it a cardigan. So just a little teeny bit of background on this project. The Guthrie is a pullover knitting pattern by Caitlin Hunter, and it is meant to look exactly like this without this line up the middle. I decided that I wanted it to be a cardigan instead, so I added 5 stitches in stockinette up the very front of the sweater, and those are my steek stitches. And I will show you. What I did is I knit 1 black stitch, 1 pink stitch, black, pink, black. Those are my 5 steek stitches. So what I'm going to be doing, and have already started doing, is what I'll end up doing is cutting up the very middle of this black stitch, and I'm using the pink stitches on either side as my crochet reinforcement guides. So I've already done one side. I crocheted up 1 complete length of one of these pink stitches, and now I'm going back and doing the other one, and I'll show you a little bit of what I'm doing there. But I am using the same yarn that I knit the sweater out of, which is Plotulopi, and that is this absolutely gorgeous, unspun, 100% wool yarn. And I kind of thought to myself, this probably isn't going to be the best thing for my crochet reinforcement since it's a very fragile yarn. It's unspun. So I didn't have anything else though that I could really use that would match and that wouldn't like really contrast and look kind of dumb the way that I did with my last sweater. So I thought I'd just give it a shot. I was like, I'll just try it, and if it's not working, if it seems like a bad idea, I'll take it out and I'll start over with some other yarn. And I ended up making it all the way and doing the whole crochet chain with that yarn, and it was fine. It didn't break on me the whole first way up, and it's not like I need something really structurally strong in terms of the yarn to give it that added structure. It's just, you know what, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what it just is because I'm totally brand new to this and I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. But I trust in the yarn. I think it's going to be fine. So anyway, up the left side here is where I've already done it. Now with my last steeked sweater that I did, which was my stroker by Sol Fatigue, I used a double crochet reinforcement. I think that's what I did. I think that's what it's called. And this one I'm just doing a single, and I just wanted to try it. So that's what we're doing, and I think it's working fine so far. I like that it's the same color, so you can't even hardly tell that it's there. It really just kind of feels like a bump running over it. So that bump right there is it. Now I just started going up the other side. It's really nice when you do your steek stitches in alternate colors because all the way up I'm just picking up all the pink stitches when I'm crocheting, and it's really, really simple. So I'm going to finish picking up those stitches, doing the crochet reinforcement, and then I'm going to steek, and then I'm going to go back and pick up stitches for the button band. So I'm going to show you a little bit of how I'm doing the crochet reinforcement. Okay, so here's my sweater. I am using a crochet hook that is a 3.5mm crochet hook, and I did not choose this intentionally. I just pulled it out of my crochet hook stash randomly. I got no reasoning behind it. Anyway, So my apologies for the weird angle and angle changes. We are gonna see how this looks as I do it, and hopefully you guys can actually see what I'm doing. So this is what I've already done. This line of stitches right here is the line that I'm picking up and crocheting through. So I'm just going through both legs of every single stitch and pulling the yarn through with my crochet hook. And I'm creating a loop over here as I do that. So when I go up to my next stitch, I put the hook through both legs. I catch my yarn and I'm pulling it through both legs of the pink stitch and my black loop that I had from the beginning. So it's really nice and easy, as I said before, with the contrasting color yarn, because I'm not guessing where my stitches are at all. And so I'm just going to continue to do this up the entire length of the sweater. Now I'm doing it on, I have my sweater facing upside down to me right now, because what I want to be doing is working on the right side, and when I went up the other side, I had it facing the right way to me so that I was also working up the right side. Now, I don't know if that's the correct thing to do, but that's what I'm doing. Just for consistency, I wanted both sides to be the same. When you do this crochet reinforcement, you end up getting one side that creates the loop that looks like a little knit stitch going up the side. And you get the other side that looks kind of like just a flat line. I don't know which side that's supposed to be on, in all honesty, but I've chosen, and so I want to do them both the same. And I have it so that the little loop is being made on the outside. Don't know if that's the way you're supposed to do it or if there even is a supposed to, but that's the way I'm doing it. Now, I'm getting a little caught on my yarn here sometimes, and that's happening occasionally. Since the yarn is unspun, it can be pretty splitty. So sometimes I'm finding myself like not going through the right holes, like through the holes that are properly supposed to be the holes, but that's okay. I just kind of finagle it as I go through. So I have some more crocheting to do before I get ready to make my cut, and I will come back to you guys when I'm ready to do that. In the meantime, I kind of want to show you what I'm listening to right now in terms of books. So as I'm doing this, I listen to books on my phone, and I am listening to this book. Glare, hello, oh my goodness. It's called An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. And Hank Green is one half of the Vlogbrothers, which is a YouTube channel that I really enjoy following. It's two brothers who put out weekly vlogs. They're like 3 minutes each. And I really like them. They're really good. And they're both writers, among many other things. These guys are like crazy entrepreneurs. But Hank, which is one of the brothers, wrote this book, and I just started listening to the audio version, and I'm in love with it. It's really good. One thing that I think is pretty, I'm not that far into it. As an audiobook, it's 9.5 hours. I'm 2 hours into it. But something that I do think is interesting about it so far that I think is pretty relevant to this whole thing that we do with each other as a community is it's kind of about YouTube fame. I mean, that's a part of it. That's a minor part of it. But it's about a YouTube channel and someone's fame that they acquire through that YouTube channel. And I just think it's interesting. It's also just a really fun, so far, possibly sci-fi book. I don't tend to know anything about a lot of the books that I read before I start reading them. So plot-wise, I think it's sci-fi. I don't know though. I don't know yet. Could not be sci-fi. But so that's what I'm listening to while I'm doing my crochet reinforcement. I'm gonna get back to it, and then I will see you guys for some cutting. Alright, I've got my crochet chains ready. I'm about to cut, you guys. I'm about to cut. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is kind of pulling apart those two crochet reinforcements so that I can really see the ladder between the stitch that I want to cut up the center of. So I want to make sure I'm just cutting through that single ladder. And here we go. Wah! And voila! Okay, so here is my steeked Guthrie. So I cut it open, which was very exciting and very boring at the same time. And here is what my raw edge looks like. You can't really see it because it's in the same yarn, but my crochet chain is right there. And I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. You experienced steekers may be cringing at my lack of technique with this thing, but hey. And I have gone ahead and picked up one of the button bands. So what I did is I picked up stitches, I picked up 2 out of every 3 stitches for my button band. And I've started doing a 2x2 ribbing on a needle size 1 smaller than what I knit the cardigan on. So I knit it on a size 5, and I picked up for the button band on a size 4, which is the same size that I did for the ribbing of the sweater and the sleeve cuffs. And so I've just started doing that 2x2 ribbing. And I'll probably just knit until it's about this kind of width. And then I'll pick up for the button band over here and give this thing some buttons. I'm pretty excited about it. I do feel like it's a little bit of a weird fit. I'm not sure if it's how I knit it or my tension or if this is how a lot of people's Guthries come out. But if you can see, it's pretty deeply angled here. I'm not used to sweaters having that kind of angle at the shoulders. I feel like it should be a wider angle for my shoulders. And back when I tried this thing on before it was steeked, it would have been an issue because this angle, like my shoulders are like that, right? And this angle's like that. So it just kind of wanted to have the neck part like stand up kind of straight, if that makes any sense. But I think as a cardigan, it's gonna hopefully be fine. We'll see. It's a little weird to me. I feel like it's just shaped weird, but we'll see how it turns out. I love it though. I love it. Look at that. Isn't that cool looking? I feel like it looks like a rug. I love it. Love it. Here is what the inside of the steek looks like with the button band picked up. So not too bad if I do say so myself. And we'll see how far I can get. I really would like to do these button bands pretty quick, because now that I'm this far, oh, I just want to do it. Okay. All right. I'll leave it there. See you guys later. Okay, so I have got one completed button band. This edge is still raw. And this one I'm going to pick up soon, do the button band, put some holes in it for some buttons, and then we'll have a completed cardigan. What? So there you go, everybody. That was my steek for my Steeking Guthrie, and I will have for you, hopefully, a completely finished cardigan by the next episode. See you then.